2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine, and we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most.
Yes, welcome back. There is something going on. I don't know if you have seen this. In February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definitions of sensitive event. I don't know if Google knows something and we are not aware of what is coming. I've seen a lot of videos on social media, though a lot of people talk about conspiracy theory. You saw the beginning of this video where this lady talked about the Black Swan event in 2024. I did a lot of research to actually see what is going on this clip. We are going to take an exclusive look into what is happening exactly. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, please share this video.
Anyway, so this is what's going on in Google. I have friends in tech, like very high up in tech, that are monitoring the situation. He said, whoa, all right. He says, I got this email, Ides of March are on there, prepping now. Dear advertiser, in February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. A sensitive event is an unforeseen event or development that creates significant risk to Google's ability to provide high quality, relevant information and ground truth and reduce insensitive or exploitative content and prominent and monetized features. During a sensitive event, we may take a variety of actions to address these risks. Examples of sensitive events include significant social, cultural, or political impacts, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism, and related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. Examples of what's prohibited: products or services that exploit, dismiss, or condone the sensitive event, including price gouging or artificially inflating prices that prohibits, restricts access to vital supplies, sales of products, blah, blah. Okay. So my buddy's like, it's on. They're prepping. They're ready to do it. And I said, what does that mean? He said, Google is changing their terms of service to get ready for a major event, controlling the way advertisers and publishers are allowed to talk about it in very specific ways. Hints as to what the event is are in the text. They mention inflation, price gouging, mass violence, victim blaming, and a bunch of stuff. Just read the text of it. So they will be able to turn off and shut down anyone using Google Ads, publishers, content creators, advertisers that don't toe the line in the next unforeseen event. They call it a sensitive event. This would include all advertising on Google Search, AdSense, YouTube. They say that they are about to make these changes to the TOS, but when you go to the website to see the new TOS, they aren't updated yet. They're getting prepped. I'm sure they have lawyers working on this, internal training going on, putting special moderators in place. Okay, so what I predict, which I'm never totally right on, but I usually rhyme, like I'm usually within the ballpark, is some form of banking collapse that will be controlled. Like, don't be afraid of any of this shit, guys, at all. So no access to money in a bank for maybe a week. They don't want to go too long because they don't want to actually lose the system. They want you guys to stay alive and functional. They just want you really afraid. And then the solution will be central bank digital currency sent directly to your phone and universal basic income. But you'll still, and to bring that about, they may have to do an event, because every major move needs a story behind it. Whether it was 9/11.
You will realize people have different versions of what they term sensitive event. And at the same time, something is going on. I think I dropped a video about that, preparing for disease X, by the World Economic Forum which I did a couple of videos about that. According to this tweet, the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab are preparing for disease A, which will be 20x more deadlier than COVID. They are discussing what steps may be necessary, such as limiting your free speech to oppose their. They are not shy. They openly tell us about their plans before they impose them. Okay, Google is now making sure you should know that these sensitive events are coming up. So you need to be careful. There will be a lot of things going on in 2024. All you need to do is just to be prayerful. What I've seen on social media, it is extremely disturbing. There are videos I cannot put on this platform because of the rules that govern the platform. So sometimes it is just good to report the news. Other than that, we stay quiet. Another people talks about the Black Swan event. I try to watch some videos. Take a look at this.
What is a black swan is an event that it's really hard to predict. It's almost impossible to predict. It's really rare, but when it happens, it has devastating consequences on a company or the economy itself. So it's really hard to actually see a real life black swan. Actually, back in the 16th centuries, they thought they didn't exist at all until they found one. And that's where the term comes from. So whenever you see someone talking about a black swan, think about the 2008 housing bubble, the 2001 dot-com bubble, or COVID. Very hard to predict, but devastating consequences to the economy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been hearing a lot of people on here talking about an imminent upcoming black swan event. Well, that just doesn't make sense to me.
You should be able to conclude by now if they term disease X, you can really know it is something hard to predict because they themselves they don't know what is coming, but they are just speculating that something is coming. Because I tried to read through that article I saw about that, I didn't see why they choose to take it like this is X. Ask yourself that question. The Black Swan event, it is something hard to predict. We have seen that, like the COVID period, nobody knew that something like that was coming. It took everybody, unaware. And the consequences were so you should be able to know what is happening. Now be able to judge also what is sensitive event. You should not be able to actually talk about these events that are coming up. That is what Google is sending out chilling warning, trying to update its policy. So when this happen, you should know we said it. So if anything happened to your platform, we told you. Please share this video